Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness. This is an IQ test. Don't fail it.
Tonight, it's a dog pile on Abby Phillip's show as Scott Jennings puts forth an all-timer of an argument. Let's take a look.
The pressure does appear to be getting to the president. He's taking it out on, of course, the press.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter.
It's very reminiscent, Scott Jennings, of a lot of other moments of pressure for this president, where when he's feeling the heat, he takes it out on the media, and especially on female reporters, as we saw there. But why is he so angry when he just said the other day he wanted to release the files? Why not just celebrate what was about to happen, what did happen today?
Yeah, I think he's sick of being asked about it. I think he's sick of being accused by Democrats and a lot of people in the media of having had something to do with Epstein when he had nothing to do with Epstein. There's not a shred of evidence he ever did anything wrong. I think he's probably frustrated with some people in his own party for going along with all this. But look, they've decided to put it behind them today. Perfectly fine. We'll see what comes out in the files. I'll tell you what I think we're going to find out, though, that a heck of a lot more Democrats had more to do with Epstein than Donald Trump ever did.
Do you think you said the Republicans for going along with this? In some cases, it was the Republicans' idea. Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, I mean, is it right or wrong that they decided to release the Epstein files? It seems like everybody in the Congress, except for one guy, thought it was right.
Well, that guy, Clay Higgins, actually made some interesting points about sort of upending the way we normally handle files like this. But look, it's fine. Transparency is good. The victims should get whatever they want out of this because they are the victims. I do wonder, I mean, they've now held press conferences. They've spoken to Massie. They've spoken to Ro Khanna. I wonder why they don't just go ahead and tell us the names that they have, or the congressman can tell us what they have heard. But I guess we'll see what happens in the days ahead.
I mean, I think we know why they're not doing that, and it's because they're under a great deal of pressure from all corners of the sort of Trump movement with real threats and threats of lawsuits. And I think that to the extent that they have been standing up, and by the way, only a small number of them have been standing up, they've done so with a great deal of bravery. And I think that, look, this is one step along the way. We still need to see if Trump signs it, and we still need to see how his executive branch will actually roll these files out, if they do at all. Personally, I'm not optimistic, but I'd be very happy to see Trump prove me wrong. I think the bigger issue here, and I really think it's important that we step back from the Democrats versus Republicans versus Trump thing and talk about the fact that what we're talking about here is over 1,000 women, according to the Trump FBI, who were victimized by Jeffrey Epstein, young girls and women. And, you know, I try to put that in perspective. Imagine your average American high school. Every girl at that high school, and the high school at the town over, and the high school at the town over from that. And I really don't think this is a Democrats versus Republicans versus Trump issue. This is a powerful men who did very bad things, and they're victims. And there's really only one side that, at least the way that I was raised, it makes sense to stand on. And I really have real questions for anybody who is trying to obfuscate or diminish what's actually going on here. And again, Scott, you keep saying, well, he didn't do anything, there's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
It's not if that's true, it is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness.
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott,
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
Embarrassing.
Come on.
There you go again, Scott not being honest. The first thing that Trump did when he got back in office in 2025 was squash the ongoing investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. He ordered that all the evidence be brought from New York to D.C. and handed over to his hand-selected AG, Pam Bondi. And he said, Pam, you do your thing. Just don't tell me about it. And sure enough, she did, sweeping it under a rug and saying, oh, I didn't find anything. Case closed.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously. Larry Summers was involved. Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was involved, we would know about it. They would be prosecuted. It would be done and dusted. The last 10 years, no one has been prosecuted for this. Is that a sign that nothing has happened?
No, absolutely not.
So then why are you saying that is the case for Trump?
question directly to him is, if you think after 10 years, 3 presidential campaigns, and Democrats unleashing holy hell on him, you wouldn't know about it?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Biden's DOJ did everything to bankrupt Trump, to put him in jail for 4 years. Don't you think that if there was any kernel of anything that they found troubling in those documents, we would know? They did everything else they could to weaponize the DOJ.
I don't believe
Why,
that.
if they had that smoking gun, would they have not released it?
Because there was outstanding appeals on Ghislaine Maxwell's case that resolved when the Supreme Court refused to hear her appeal on October 6th, 2025, which happened to be roughly 5 days after the government shut down. So, yes, the normal course of sort of DOJ operations would dictate that you would not roll out all of this information. And you can say, oh, well, they did everything they possibly could to damage Trump. That does not necessarily mean that there would be a significant break in normal DOJ operations specifically for this case. And again, I want to come back to the fundamental issue here. We're talking about over 1,000 girls and young women victimized by Jeffrey Epstein. I don't care if it's about Trump. I don't care if it's about Larry Summers. Put it all out there and let the chips fall where they may. Because the powerful men here are the problem.
But what about with this argument that the Speaker Johnson is making, that essentially the risk of this is that there will be non-credible allegations against people, and it risks creating new victims, meaning people who are maybe named but haven't actually done anything wrong, and that their names will get dragged through the mud as a result of this?
Lawyer up. I mean, that's about the best I can tell you. Lawyer up. I want to put something. Yeah, Scott, lawyer up.
You think innocent people should have to get lawyers?
No, actually, I don't, because that's
our question to you.
That's the reason why I fight for civil rights, because I know plenty of
innocent people get their name dragged through the mud. You say get a lawyer?
You need a lawyer because the files are getting released. So get a lawyer to defend you. I don't think it's right, but I know you're not. I know you're not talking to my community about me and my community.
I'm asking if innocent people need to get lawyers.
Oh, I know plenty of innocent people that end up getting in the wrong place, wrong time. So get lawyers. But let me, excuse me. I want to put something on the table that I thought what Representative O'Connor said today, Abby, that I found very disturbing when he was talking about this is not what our country's founded on. It actually is. There's another president by the name of Thomas Jefferson who raped 14-year-old Sally Hemings. He was 40 years old. So what we're talking about right now has been going on, not just the thousands of women you're talking about in high school, it's been going on since the beginning of time with powerful men who have taken advantage of young girls and then tried to make it be a love story. So no, I don't think innocent people should have their name disparaged. What I'm trying to tell you is the files are being released. So if you're in the file and you didn't do anything wrong, then yeah, lawyer up. Right. Because it's coming out and people need to know what's going on.
Let me let Josh get a word and then you can.
Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test.
That's what you heard.
I feel like I heard that. And so I just want to say something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it racial, go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that.
By the way, we know each other and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so. We don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with, that I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know
absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and we know that he excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life. We also know that after Epstein was convicted, that powerful Democrats continued to stay in touch with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not a story about Trump. It is a story about powerful men. Many of them are in the Democratic Party. We're going to find that out. You can't wash away the politics.
We got to hit pause on this
conversation. Republican versus Democrat.
That's because every Democrat goes on TV and accuses Trump of having done something untoward.
The only reason that any of these files, by the way, are being released is because of the MAGA base that basically tried to push for this for 4 years. Joe Biden released zero
I actually totally agree. It is because of the MAGA base. It is the MAGA base that asked for it. It is also, Donald Trump who said he was going to do it. Now he's the one who has been flip-flopping back and forth on this. One thing I would also note, Donald Trump was a Democrat back when he was hanging around with Jeffrey Epstein. So talk of all the Democrats hanging around Jeffrey Epstein includes him.
Schrodinger's cat. That's what Scott is arguing. Schrodinger's cat was a thought experiment where basically there's a cat inside a box. You can't see the cat, and it is both alive and dead at the same time. That's the long and short of it. And Scott is arguing that Trump is fully exonerated, not a shred of evidence against him, and yet we can't investigate it because other people might get hurt, collateral damage. But also, Trump's all over the emails, and we know that he and Epstein were like best buds. But anyone else who is connected with Epstein is, that's bad. But with Trump, it's no big deal. How does that make sense? It doesn't. Short answer is it doesn't. So the only way that we can actually know that there's not a shred of evidence against Trump is if we release the files and look inside the box. Let's look inside the box, Scott. Dems want it, Republicans want it, victims want it. We all want transparency. Let's get no redactions. Let's get nuts. Bill Clinton's probably in there. Man, All right. Leave me a comment if you have anything to say. Like this video if you made it this far, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.